Lesson number 1. It's not the last half mile that's the most dangerous, but the half mile before the last half mile. The only danger at the checkpoint was oneself. If they were going to pick you up in East Berlin, they'd have done it already before you got anywhere near the wall. Crossing from the east to west with the wrong papers. It was Bernard Sampson I was frightened of. Because the only thing to be afraid of here is being afraid. The guards can smell it. It's what they're looking for. Lesson number 2, never be quite as tired as you really are. Being tired is the only thing I can really remember.
Who are you?
Personnel. I like to know my staff.
Staff?
Morgan. Director of Establishment. Sitting watching old movies?
It happens to be my job. Turning the pages of someone's life, Morgan.
It's my job. Your career profile, Sampson. I wouldn't want to find we've been underestimating your potential to the department. It says in here, accumulation of stress.
How about loss of nerve?
The difficulty is to understand the meaning of fear, real fear. What exactly is dangerous, do you think?
Well, crossing the road can be dangerous, Morgan, if you're not concentrating.
And in Berlin.
Why would I have been frightened? Berlin was home.
You live in London now, Sampson. Do you belong in London?
I belonged in Berlin.
Not anymore. Personnel files get so untidy, I find. Any part of your life in here you would like me to have shredded? Not that a file is a key to a man, insubordination on every page. Still, something somewhere seems to have gone wrong.
Speaking for myself, I wouldn't even attempt it. Whoops, sorry.
Oh, it's all right, Ben. We just finished.
Anything in the German newspapers today, Bernard?
Press summary by lunchtime, Brett. Unless you want to recommend more staff.
Projections for the East German economy and how to program one of our computers for it. Did you have a problem?
Invitation to lunch? Coming to slum it in the canteen today?
Oh, you know I can't stand that place.
Toad and Hole Tuesdays.
Exactly.
On rumours announcement of increased long-term credit for East Jones. That's what Brett's been waiting for. He wanted to take that and you with him to Cabinet Office today.
Oh, nonsense.
Oh, want a bet?
A dozen oysters at Scott's.
2 dozen? Be a pal. Cut that out for you.
You won your oysters.
Oysters.
Cabinet Office.
Oh. Well, the bet was won before it was made. Unfair competition, Fiona. You know, you're going to have to tell them at the office where you got this thing from. Otherwise, people are going to start thinking you need investigating.
Well, if they want to investigate Daddy, they're welcome to.
You still accept his little present, though, don't you?
It's to cheer me up for my birthday.
I wonder what he's going to give me for mine. Last time it was a gift-wrapped bottle of brandy with the compliment slip from his stockbroker still inside. How long before your sister realizes she's under observation?
She'll be terribly embarrassed. And don't you dare bully her.
I mean, it's so discreet. Bang in the middle of Mayfair. Did she do it to challenge her husband? Or does she do it to challenge God? Or is it all Daddy's fault again? Not that that wimp looks substantial enough to be a father substitute. Wasn't he some sort of FCO runner for us in the Berlin office?
Runner? Darling, Giles Trent was a Foreign Office Undersecretary.
Scraping the Harrow barrel a bit, aren't we?
He's a Wickhamist, actually.
Oh, he's a Wickhamist, yeah.
I'll have a dozen oysters and a Dover sole. And some of that Chablis, please.
I'll have cotton chips and a pint of iron. No, I'll just have a Dover sole and a lard.
I think we're about to be seen. Come on.
Hello. We thought we'd join you for a glass of your bubbly.
Excuse me.
That is, we're not interrupting anything, are we?
Of course not. Giles, you remember Fiona?
Hello, Fiona.
Hello, Giles.
Bernard Sampson, isn't it?
That's right.
You were spying. How long have you been sitting over there?
Used to be my job, Tess.
Oxford. Catching up on gossip.
I never knew you were at Oxford, Tess.
I used to go to the parties. How are the children, darling?
You used to be a sort of liaison for us in Berlin, didn't you?
FCO stringer. Odds and sods.
And secretaries, Giles.
And how is Foreign and Commonwealth?
Under siege. We're not much liked in Downing Street.
Who is, except the Treasury and the White House?
I hear your lot don't actually exist anymore, officially. Must make life difficult, explaining to the bank manager who actually pays your pittance. Stuck in London office now, are you? Miss the travelling, do you? Oh, I saw Dickie the other day. He's getting terribly whimsical, isn't he? Just like he was at Balliol. Of course, he never had any money. Always had to try too hard. Almost as bad as not trying hard enough. I believe your oysters are calling, Fiona. Sorry, old man.
You should have learned by now that you can never beat them at their own game.
I still believe it's my duty to try.
How do I get across to your yellow submarine?
You can't. Not without desk authorization. Or mine. You're unusually wide awake tonight.
Oh, you should be so lucky. Berlin, divided into sectors under military occupation by Russia, America, France, and Britain. August the 13th, 1961. About 2 o'clock in the morning, cab drivers suddenly started reporting that they were being stopped and questioned every time they crossed into or out of the Russian sector. British intelligence decided to send in 2 younger operatives to investigate.
You?
They found the sector boundaries manned by military patrols and large army trucks offloading rolls of barbed wire. A couple of days later, they started to replace the wire with the wall.
You make it sound like you'd never been there.
Right, next. Friedrichstrasse Station. Come in. It's the weakest membrane in the wall.
Sorry, Samson, no rooms needed. Resume lesson next week. Same room, same time. But this fieldcraft stuff's all a bit old hat, isn't it?
How can you bear to be stuck in this ghastly building, putting up with idiots like that?
Ah, but the idiots, Julian, are safe behind their desks. They've never been on the other side of that wire. It's like the skewer through a shish kebab, the east-west axis. The Russians acquired the state opera, the royal palaces, and the worst slums. The West got the zoo, the nightclubs, and the houses of the rich in the Grunewald. Oh, if only it were all that simple. It had once been part of my job to guess what frightened a man. Now I've had 5 years to peel away the scab of my own fear and pick at the tender wound of failure and come to tolerate the company of idiots. My whole life has been shredded from the last time I crossed the wall. No one can understand real fear who has not walked that last 20 yards when you're past the checkpoint, but not yet through the wire into the West. That's when you learn the real taste of adrenaline.
Das nicht.
I've been waiting all the damn day for you, Bernie. I don't do it for fun.
perfectly well. KGB over the wire all the time. So I watch your tail. Ich pass auf dich auf. Wie geht's dir?
You ask me how I am? You give me the biggest fright of my life?
It's boiling up, hmm?
Yeah. Are you picking up for the office?
Sure. You get home. How does it feel over there?
People are nervous.
You feel all right?
I feel 5 years older.
You've only been gone 72 hours. You were in Berlin all the 3 days?
I never moved outside the city limits, did I, Bernard?
You have a nerve, Bernie. One day they'll lock you up.
One day, I expect they would. Just... I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
Werner always liked to make out he was just the office boy. But he and I shared a lifetime of dangerous games and a friendship which had begun as children under a railway bridge halfway between the Kudamm and Kaltstrasse, long before the war was ever there. The war made coming home dangerous in Berlin. Changing character, changing costume, changing phase. The danger of beginning to relax too much. Home then was Berlin with my wife and the kids, with a landlady who'd always treated me like the child she never had, and the flat at the top of a lodging house.
Come, darling. Up to bed. There's a good boy. We'll come and see you when you're tucked in, all right? Off you go. You smell of coal fires.
Hot water.
You must be joking. Well, Isel might stoke it up now you've come home. Mein Liebling, Bernd. Werner was a bit worried about you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm afraid Dickie's invited himself for dinner. I'm sorry, darling. There's nothing I could do.
You cracked Karlshorst.
Well, the computer cracked it.
No, the computers don't get brownie points. You fed the ideas in.
A little bit.
Karlshorst's very big. You crack that, you'll make me redundant.
The children are waiting for you upstairs.
Oh.
I always need Dickie like a hole in the head. I'd been back for 5 minutes and the thinking and chattering classes were already beating a path to my door. And all to pick my brains because one Russian military code from their radio transmitter at Karlshorst has been deciphered by my wife.
You silly man.
Die Rosenblumen in Berlin.
Tricky Dicky Cryer.
Go on through, please.
In certain respects, the most qualified British graduate in SIS intelligence. First-class honours in bullshit.
Giles Trent was saying that Daphne's gone home.
Oh, she's house hunting, old thing. Oh.
Amazing.
What's this, a posting back to London, Dickie, or another Bambino?
Hello, Bernie. Ein Geschenk für Herr Sampson.
Oh.
This is all wonderfully kitsch.